it, BG. Do you like all that shaking? It's less than before. I'm definitely losing weight.
I would hope so if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Your hair is has like a blonde tint today.
Well, it's maybe because I'm in the sun all the time. I don't know. It's actually my skin coming through. I'm balding right here. It looks like blonde, but it's the tips are actually just going away. And we're back. We're Ring Rust Radio. We're back to talk about Raw, and I don't know why. I was begging Brandon Gavin. This is a shoot here, Cowboys. I was begging BG to talk about NXT TakeOver during this time instead of Raw, but I was informed that we will be talking about it on Ring Rust Radio this week, so we will refrain for now, but we have to talk about Raw. BG, who are we and what are we doing here?
Don, you and I represent Ring Rust Radio, a long-form podcast that goes live every Wednesday, sometimes Tuesday if we record early, but usually every Wednesday, and our co-host, Mike Chiari, just refuses to join us here on Get Vocal.
He's ugly. He's definitely
Yeah, he prefers this Wade Keller podcast, something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like I feel like we're cucks. We just have to watch him go and make love to Wade as we fucking sit there and just take it.
Except that we don't watch, listen, or care. So
that is true. That is true. But I know he desperately watches this every single week.
Of course, it's on his phone right now, I'm sure.
He's so mad. He's so mad. He's like, these sons of bitches. How do I turn this off? I don't know.
Where's the dislike button? But tonight, as we do every Monday, unless it's a holiday, we were actually off last week for Memorial Day, but that's because we did Money in the Bank and Raw back-to-back of that week. So last week, we took a well-deserved vacation, Donnie. We never take vacations here.
I try to take vacations all the time. I don't know. Like, maybe when we were younger, but now that I have kids, I'm getting away as often as I fucking possibly can.
No. I mean from, like, Get Vocal.
No, I mean from fucking everything. I'm going to leave you. And I know people are like, oh, don't leave me high and dry. I will leave you high and dry in a second if it means I can go on vacation with my family.
Yeah,
but I will give you content to make up for it always.
Even when you're on vacation, you leave people that you're attending the vacation with high and dry. You don't even tell them where you're going. You just fucking get up and bounce.
Okay. If it's good enough for Roddy Piper in Legends House, it's good enough for me, just for the record.
Yeah, well, I didn't hear you howling at the moon.
Okay, well, you weren't with me when I was getting fucking real tore up later in the evening then, because I was howling at something. I think it was an Uber driver, not the moon.
Yeah, too many.
I thought he was a moon. I'm not really sure. Let's talk about Raw. It certainly happened Monday. All right, guys, we're out of here. That's all I have to say. No, so Brock Lesnar teases that he's going to cash in. And he tells us, and we're told, and then Stephanie says that he's going to get punished, and all this stuff happens, and he beats the shit out of Rollins, nearly kills the man, and then we're just going to get it Friday. We're going to do what we originally said, but now it's like we got there in the most convoluted way possible.
Not really. I mean, we always talk about kicking the can down the road. I don't think anyone really thought he was going to cash in tonight. You did?
Yeah, genuinely. When Heyman made the promo from those steps, and then tweeted it out, and then Stephanie responded, and then they were advertising it, and they kept pushing it.
Yeah,
I felt like it was of course it's a ratings grab, regardless of whether it cashes in or not. I felt it was a ratings grab.
Yeah,
but I felt like they were going to go through with it, and then I felt honestly, my thought was they're just doing this so they can give the belt right back to Rollins in Saudi Arabia. I thought we were going to get one of those real quick flips for no fucking good reason. It's WWE. I don't know. They fucking do dumb shit all the time.
I would not have liked that. But, I mean, over that went out Saturday, that tweet about with Heyman that, hey, Lesnar's going to cash in. My friends I was with who follow wrestling, and they're also down on the product, they're like, there's no chance that he's actually going to cash in. It's just to, like, get people to tune in. Everyone's privy to that. I thought they did a good job, though, of Lesnar rolls in the fucking truck right when Rollins is speaking, of course, with The Miz, and it's like, all right, well, he's going to do it now. No, then you see him getting ready. Baron Corbin beats up Rollins first, and then Lesnar comes out, and he just destroys him to the point where, heck, he could easily do it. But I always like it with Brock, where it's like, I just beat the fuck out of you, and I could do that anytime I want. So there's your message. Go to the hospital. Like,
it makes him look like a chump, though. Why wouldn't you cash in right there? You have it. It's on. You just
because it's Brock, and he could do that whenever he wants.
So what happened Saturday or Friday, whatever day it is?
Right. So I've been saying that I think it would be cool, a good callback to if he cashes in during the match, whether it's on Friday or not, because he could still be fucking with us where he talks about Friday, but he is advertised for the show. So that was why I originally thought that he would cash in at Super Showdown. But regardless, I always thought it would be a cool callback to WrestleMania 31 when Rollins did that to him. You're having a championship match straight up, and you want to cash in on me and that, and you win the title, give it right back to you. Like, to think that Lesnar forgot about that, even though he didn't know the rules of Money in the Bank. Still, I don't think he would forget about that.
So are you saying that you think that it becomes a triple threat and Lesnar pins Corbin?
I don't think it matters who he pins.
I think it would be a better story if he pins Corbin, because then Rollins like, I was never beat for the fucking title. Like, you beat him, you didn't beat me. Like, I almost feel like that. Talk about kicking the can on the line. You're looking for that eventual rematch and that Rollins, the face chasing the championship and chasing the heel champion. I mean, you get it without him ever even having to take a pinfall, which would be a super interesting, like, little twist to the story.
Yeah, that's what happens at WrestleMania 31, right? Rollins pin Reigns.
I actually forget. I don't even remember. I'm pretty sure I turned it off as soon as I saw Roman Reigns. I've actually probably never seen that ending because of Roman Reigns.
You totally did, and I called that was happening in January.
The Undertaker showed up and barely said anything. Again, he's an entrance. He's a few dead man comments, talks about your soul a few too many times, and then he fucking walks away. And I mean, it is what it is. I'm excited when the music hits. I'm excited when he comes out, and then I realize he's got nothing to say. We were talking about like getting articles ready, and he's like, okay, unless Undertaker does something here, it's like we're gonna move this article, and I'm just like, he's not gonna do a damn thing here. He's gonna come out, he's gonna grumble. You better not bring your dad bod. You better bring your hard streak bod. Rumble, grumble. And it's like, that's it. That's what he said, and then we're done. There's nothing to that.
I thought it was good.
I know you did. I know he's your favorite. I know. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Speaking of good,
but because he doesn't always have great promos, so I thought that was a better one than normal.
Remember the time he got what chance?
Yeah,
he deserves it sometimes. Oh, I said it. I mean it too. Sorry. Never been the greatest talker. I like Undertaker, and he talks when but he has always been the character. He doesn't talk a lot, but when he talks, it's about souls and digging holes and yada yada yada.
Yeah. I always felt that he was the best, more in that like 1998, 1999 range with like the ministry and then the corporate ministry, that whole era. But yeah, he was never the best at promos, but he didn't need, like, that was the whole point of having that gimmick, right? So you don't need to be
I'm pretty sure he didn't talk for like 5 years. And then like you're like, I can't cut a gimmick. It's a Sami Zayn thing. It's like, I haven't heard. He was El Generico. I literally didn't hear him cut promos, and then now it's like, I'm really good at promos. You're like, I just didn't know. Well, let's talk about my favorite part of Raw.
Another guy that sucks at promos. Yeah, let's talk about it.
You can say whatever you want because I don't care. I am enjoying the fucking shit out of this. I enjoy that he is. Because as somebody who watches a ton of these shows still to this day because of Lucy and because of Donnie, they always do like the exercise episode or like they're funding like the health-based episodes, and they're always trying to teach you a lesson in each one of these things. The fucking guy's a little pig based off Husky Harris, which is an incredible fucking hat tip to everybody who trolls him, which is awesome. And he basically says, he's like, you're not going to get a push unless you lose all this weight. And then evil Vince McMahon shows up and is like, come on, pal, you're never going to get it. Then there's this crazy, like, tripped out dance sequence where he fucking slides in subliminal shit. And then he's just flexing the strongman dance. Dude, I love all of this. This is crazy. This is weird. This is something like we've never seen on WWE programming before. And for that, I look forward to it every week. And it's some of the best content I get on Raw, which is 3+ hours. Because we went over a little bit. It felt like my DVR cut off, so I didn't even see anything.
They cut the show off.
Oh, really?
When Undertaker said, you're next, the show cut.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So he's like, wow, thanks for waiting that extra 13 seconds for that line. Yeah, no, I think that Bray Wyatt is the highlight of my Raw each and every week because it just these are so interesting.
Mm. I can see why you would love that because when he tries to flex, there's no definition, just like when you try to
Oh,
flex.
you kidding me, dude? Look at those fucking guns, baby! Come on.
You might have you actually might have more definition peeking through that shirt than Bray Wyatt.
No,
did tonight.
I will give Bray Wyatt.
He lost a lot.
He lost a lot of weight, ton of weight, and he looks. You could say what he's going about definition, but in terms of like bodybuilding, like or not bodybuilding, like what do we call that? Strength. Well, like what is?
You're talking
brawn?
about bodybuilding. He's
okay, because like he doesn't have a lot of depth.
He's just strongman. He's
just strongman stuff. Like he looks like his lats and his fucking traps and his fucking like he's fucking Bray Wyatt looks fucking huge. He's got a little tiny waist and shit like that. He looks like the upside down. He does because when you see him, he's got little tiny legs too. He looks like the guys from Saturday Night Live. I'm gonna pump you up. Maybe it looks like, but he's fucking huge. And but the point is, kudos to him for again getting himself in much better shape. He did lose a ton of weight. He looks like he's fucking probably the fittest he's been since he came to the main roster, probably ever since I've seen him.
Ever.
And I think that, and Vince McMahon doll being in the thing, that's a huge fucking hat tip. Because Vince sees these things. Vince definitely saw this before it went to air, and he's like, "Oh, I'm a doll. I love that kid." Fucking everything that he didn't say to Dean Ambrose is what he says to Bray Wyatt right now. I don't know why he wouldn't do it for Dean, but he's allowing a ton of this stuff for Bray. So I love it. I really do.
Yeah, I'm interested to continue to see where it goes. I mean, this is now. So here, I'll say this though. As far as the whole arc of what these have been, this is my least favorite in the theme of it because it was so much more on the nose about Bray as opposed to the other ones, which have been really abstract, right? You didn't really know where it was going. This is just very much of like a trip down memory lane and what he needs. It was too like dirt sheet buster-ish.
But
you know what I mean?
I like that aspect of it because I think that's very interesting. And I also think that it was interesting because it was after the reveal of the alternate character that he has. This is because the other ones you remember because it was kind of like him being pregnant. So they have having a baby. So he wasn't pregnant. I mean, it looked like a little bit, but basically those ones weren't really advancing anything. We're kind of getting rehashed of the same stuff. Like we didn't get any advancement during that period. Now this one was the first one where I felt like, okay, he showed you who he was. Now he's back to being the host of this show. And while yes, there are subtle hat tips and things, I like that. I like the shout out to the Husky Harris thing. Because most people who see that, they just think he's helping a little piggy. When we who watched him know, okay, we get the hat tip. So it's when you watch The Walking Dead, and I watch it with my wife. I read the comic book, my wife didn't. So when I see things, subtle things, I'm like, oh, that was in the comic book. She doesn't really understand that, but you're being rewarded as a dedicated, diehard follower of the product. So I feel like he's satisfying both in that sense, which I really do enjoy.
Yeah, I would have liked them to have like one of those like really quick cuts that you could like barely see of like the mask or something, just something to like really keep that aspect of it going.
When he was talking, he said like I forget exactly what he said.
Let me in.
At the end he said let me in, but there was earlier in the part where you're saying like there was a part where it just goes dark. He was saying like it was during the dance where he's like Muscle Man dance. I'm gonna take you over. He said something very evil. The background image changed, and then it got super evil, and then he came right back with this big smile on his face. Like it's very subliminal. Watch it again because I'll put it on YouTube, of course, and you'll see that moment. And that's the moment where you're like, "Oh shit, I see it. I really do see it." So I genuinely because if you miss that would be the whole. That's the whole point of this whole segment was that moment flips and goes evil because the background was all like fun and 3D and then all of a sudden he turns serious. The background's like blood and gore, and then it goes right back to being like fun and serious. I like it. I just think it's because it's different. I don't know how great this is, but when comparing it to everything else we see on Raw every week, it's like watching. It's like Lucy draws a fucking circle, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life, and no one's ever drawn this before. Then I at least like see Michelangelo, and I'm like, it's a fucking circle, Lucy. It's a fucking circle, okay? But I don't know if it's going to be in context good, but right now it's very good. Yes, I'm going to hold Lucy to a high fucking standard, okay? Yeah.
I think that was child abuse. I'm not sure. I'm
What,
still trying to
mentally?
figure that out.
Just telling her painting's not Michelangelo good? I mean, I'm not wrong. It's a fucking circle. Like, I'm kudos for drawing a circle. You're very advanced to that, and you're making strides. I love you to death. But I mean, fucking guy did the Sistine Chapel, bro. Like, get on his level. Step your game up. What are you, 2? Oh, you are. You're in fact 2. Great. I'm done talking Raw. I don't care anymore.
Real quick, Cesaro and Ricochet wrestled for the 3rd straight week, and the 3rd straight time they had a really good match, and I leave it at that. I did actually
the
R-Truth
That's
thing,
the only part where I fucking. It's like, of course, it's a great match, and I'm excited about that wrestling, but I feel bad for both characters. And then I'm sitting there, I watch fucking Cesaro. They're like, we need the strongest person we can to fucking pull this table out, and he pulls the table out, starts lifting it up, and there's fucking R-Truth standing there, laying there, incredible. Absolutely awesome.
I don't
love what they're doing. I don't love what the poor EC3 is walking around with a cup, like just like, I can't believe this is my life. I can't. And like I love Ambrose saying it. He's like, Ambrose is like, they just every once in a while you get a guy who comes up, and if Vince just doesn't like you that day, you're never gonna make it. And that's so fucking sad because all these dudes. Because you know what the problem is? I know you don't like EC3. But it's not just happening to EC3. It's happening to fucking Finn Balor. It's happening to these other guys that we genuinely love. It's just,
Robert Roode.
So fucked up. It's so fucked up. And that's why talking about alternate products, talking about fucking viable competition, somebody's going to fucking quit, man. Someone's going to go somewhere else, and someone's going to be a big, big star. Kaka Banks, I'm looking at you. Go ahead.
That is your dream.
Oh my god, it's my dream and a half. One, because I think that an invigorated Sasha Banks would be like Tyler Breeze, where it's like I almost forgot how good you could be, like doing that shit. Like, and Kaka like unleashed with this fucking motivation. She's got fuel in the tank. She's fucking fire again. Plus, it would make Mike Chiari fucking be like, he would just have to eat his fucking crow so hard about AEW. He'd be like, yeah. It was a pretty good show, thanks to Kaka Banks being like pretty good. It would just be so fun to see him fucking wallow in his own shit.
That was a good impression of you doing Mike Chiari.
I don't know. My impressions they're just nothing anymore, so I don't even care. Tell us what's going on.
Donnie, that was our Raw recap. We represent Ring Rust Radio. We do this every Monday night, 11:15 p.m. Eastern. We break down the top talking points from Monday's Raw, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Listen, it's been a lot of ugly the past few months. You know you want to vent, so listen to us vent. We try to bring some positivity here, but I mean, look at Donnie. Just look at him.
I got a fucking hammock, bro. And with my hair down, I look like a jungle god.
So you went right past Jungle Boy.
Yeah, well, Jungle Boy's taken. I can't do that. He's a legend, a living legend, dude.
But Donnie, you and I will be back next Monday night for another review of Raw. We're not going to be doing a review for Super Showdown.
I am working though. I do have to work and write articles about it. Or article about it.
Article, yes. You know, it starts at 2 o'clock. I know.
Which means I'm going to be writing my article like 6 o'clock because the show lasts for fucking 5 hours and it's stupid as shit. But I don't care. It's just like Friday night, whatever. It's like I don't have a life. I literally don't anymore because I chose it. So,
you don't because wrestling is on and you watch all the wrestling.
I don't watch it live. I watch it eventually though. Like I watch Takeover Monday. So.
But you still watch all the wrestling, and that's why Ring Rust Radio is the podcast for you. If you like all the wrestling, maybe you can't even keep up with all the wrestling out there. There's so many companies. We're going to do it for you. We're going to watch everything for you. We're going to let you know what's good, what's bad, what you need to check out. Every Wednesday, Ring Rust Radio. And, of course, Donnie, next week, because Super Showdown is taking place, we have Smart say the darndest things. That's what we round up. That's we'll see if I remember. That's where we round up all the best and funniest comments of people shitting on the shows or making themselves look really
It's gonna be
freaking
racist. I
dumb.
can tell already. It's gonna be a racist one. As soon as we go to the Middle East, I just look at the. It's like looking at the clock. You're like, God, it's that time again.
It's going to be a wild one. And if you want to join us for a live reading of those comments, you can sign up patreon.com/ringrusradio. And if you don't want to do that, but you want to join us for other segments, or you want to participate in some fantasy drafts, or just support us, patreon.com/ringrustradio. Click the button right down below. And with that, Donnie, I'm going to see you this Wednesday at Ring Rust Radio, and I'll see you next week for Monday's Raw review.
Tuesday. We're going to release the show Tuesday. You're here. You heard it here first. Okay.
I know.
All right, guys. And we're out of here. God bless America. We'll see you back here next week.